Hello, it's Karen here from Dark Moon Emporium, and today I've been playing with engraving on denim. I love making pretty little boxes and jars to store small items and trinkets, and I've got any number of these small plain cardboard box blanks in my stash. I previously had a go at covering some with denim, and I did like the way they turned out. I didn't record that project, so I've decided to have another go. I began by preparing the material. I pressed iron-on interfacing onto the wrong side of the fabric to stabilize it and to help control fraying. Next, I measured the boxes. I measured the diameter, circumference and depth of the lids and of the bases, and I made a note of the measurement between the bottom of the lid and the base of the box. The lids fit very snugly, so I want to make sure that I don't cover the top of the box because that would make the lids too tight. Working today on the D1 because the lid of the larger box is too big to go into my F1, so I may as well do it all on the D1. Now, I have engraved on denim before, and that time I used some old jeans, just cut the fabric up. This time I have actually bought a metre of denim, but it is much lighter weight than my old jeans were. So I'm going to have to run a material test grid. So I've already created a little square and I've set it to engrave. So now I'm going to select it, and yeah, I've selected it, and now I'm going to go to applications, material test array. Now the settings that I saved last time were 20% power and 125 millimeters per second. So I'm going to set that, I'm going to set my max power a little bit more than that. So let's go to a max of, let's say 40%, and a minimum of 15%. I'll set my maximum speed as 400. I'll leave it at 400. The minimum I will set at 100. Okay, and I'll bring the spacing down a little bit just to keep fabric where it is. And I'm going to say I'm kind of happy with that. And I'm also going to put a little box around it to cut it out. I'm going to move that to a different layer and cut. Do I have a cut for denim? No, I don't. But I do have cut for EVA foam, so I'll use that one. Okay, so with all my parameters set, my fabric is in the D1 and it's been focused. So let's go to framing first of all to make sure that I'm on the I'm actually on the fabric. Be right back. So framing is okay. I'm going to hit framing completed, and let's start the laser. Well, that test took longer than it needed to because I made the boxes a bit too large, but never mind, it's all done now. And I've decided that the The one that I liked best was this one here, so I'm going to just ungroup everything just for a moment. And it was that one there was the one I liked, and I'm going to save that as engraved denim. Just make sure I've got my capital letters in the right place. And that is the settings that worked best for me. So power 22, speed 400, and now I can move on to my actual engraving for the lid of my box. I have brought in my image and I'm going to set the parameters for it to engrave, and I'm going to go with engraved denim because that was the one that I just decided. So that's all set. I can kind of forget about that for a bit and I can make sure that everything here is grouped. And just move that off to one side just for a second while I bring in a circle. So as I'm dragging my mouse across, I'm holding my shift key down. I'm going to move that to a different layer because I'm going to cut that one. And I'm going to set the parameters on that one to EVA foam cut because that was what worked perfectly in my test. So this is going to be much too big for my little box, so I need to set the width and the height both to 125 centimeters, and that's going to be easy because the aspect ratio lock is on. And now I can make this to fit inside there, so I'm going to make the larger dimension. I'm going to make that to, let me see, let's make that 120 millimeters, not centimeters. Did I say centimeters before? I meant millimeters. So we select both of those and pick align center. There we go. And that is now ready for me to frame and to then go ahead and process. So while that was being done, I laid out all the other pieces ready for the laser, and I prepped the boxes by giving them a coat of black acrylic paint wherever the base might be visible. All the pieces are cut, so I glued up the box with some wood adhesive. Bookbinding adhesive would have been even better, but I couldn't find where I'd put mine, so wood adhesive it was. And here are the finished articles. Now, I thought about adding some trim. They look very, very good with leatherette strips, and I thought maybe some coarse lace would be nice. But just for now, I've left them plain. Let me know what you think. Should I leave them as they are, or should I decorate them a bit more? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do click the thumbs up button below. And if you really enjoyed it and would like to see more, then please do click on the subscribe button. It's free for you, but it really does help my channel. For now though, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye bye.